I'd like to leave us with really clear understanding that VIA is a program that offers you a series of recommendations and tools that you can depend on. They come from the community. They come from the community's hard understanding and discussion of their community their challenges and their issues and the ways that they would like to work out of those problems. It's beautiful to know that the community is already active. Of the 200 people that we spoke with last year in 2010 with the VIA survey, we already see that 1/5, 1 in 5 are already doing work around HIV at the community level. We also know that 25% are encouraging all of us to work with their churches, both on prevention and testing. The last series of slides that I'd just like them to bring up quickly looks at just 6 ideas to plant in your mind to complement the 3 recommendations that we've discussed. That would be that of peer youth programs, again, focusing whether on HIV or the development of soccer teams like we have through Putnam County Education. You'll also see that we have a recommendation of escuela de padres, or parent meetings, which is a beautiful opportunity that all of you should be taking advantage of in working with migrant Head Start programs or daycare programs or migrant education in your area, where family members come on a monthly basis to learn about a new topic. Why not go in and help them understand more about HIV? The next is this idea of know your rights. Please get involved in those organizations really responding to the growing intolerance of immigrants by teaching a know your rights. And that rights has to do with the accessing of HIV services as well as general health and human rights services. Connect with these partners. That is a place where the community wants to see you. Moving on, as I mentioned, the churches. It's beautiful to see that 24% of respondents said that they would actually like to be tested in their church. They would like you to reach out to their farm working organization. There are many places that you can look to team up to do some great work. I want to just briefly mention community-based campaigns because as we spoke with the communities participating in VIA, he articulated a point that we thought was really important to drive home. When we're speaking of community-based campaigns, we need to understand that in southeastern and rural areas where the Rural Women's Health Project does the majority of its work, the National Day of Observance on HIV, National Latino Testing Day, these are not dates that necessarily reach those communities. And they would more prefer to see ongoing programs that intertwine the topic of HIV as well as other correlating factors, domestic violence, other topics that both Jonathan and I have already elaborated on, into community-based work. And they'd like to see that with youth, with women, with migrants, and with the community at large. And then the last place where you have space to work with communities is around mobilization. Because though the community is more in the shadows, as Jonathan has mentioned, especially now with the emerging laws, they are still ready to use their voice in order to benefit the needs of their community and of their children. And this is a wonderful time for us to help them make it clear to you as providers or testing centers when is a good time to offer your services so that those communities will come to you. So often we hear that service providers feel that people are not accessible, but truly what it really has more to do with is finding ways to bridge a communication and to make a link. So by letting communities through mobilization or through communication or petitions inform you, please be receptive to those ideas. As I close, I feel not a need to really leave additional recommendations because I think the community themselves has a beautiful ability to understand, to process, and to come up with answers to problems that are facing them. And I believe that with our support, we too can play an important role in diminishing the extension of the epidemic into the Hispanic community, but also broadening and improving the health of our immigrant communities here in the Southeast.